Hello everyone and everything. How are you? Welcome to another video. I know I haven't recorded in about a month and I feel really bad about that. Trust me, I've just been really busy with many things and work and life, It's not my day job to make YouTube videos, so I try to make as many as I can. I got a new headset. It's very cool. It's the Sennheiser 360, PC 360. I got it on Black Friday. I really like it. So yeah, here we are again. This time we're gonna go into Dagger because it's a topic that I hear a lot about. So as with all the other technologies that I get into, I just hear a lot about it and I get jealous. I want to know what it does, so I try it out. If it works, if it's really simple, I come here and make a video about it. So far they all have been pretty simple, or I've been explaining very wrong. Either way, very good to have you back. Missed you guys. And here's another video. Let's go. So, Dagger was created by, obviously, Jake Wharton. Again, he creates all the good libraries we have in the Android universe. But this one, the Dagger 2, was taken up by Google. It's Google's fork. So this was forked from the original one, and the original one was dropped in favor of this one. Doesn't really matter what you're gonna need to get started. Oh, one thing. I've decided not to be actually developing while I'm here, So what I do is I prepare the project, and we come here, we try to run the project as little as possible, because I'm not gonna make you wait all this time, and I'm not gonna go and edit out all the waiting periods. We don't have to do this. I can just prepare it, come here, explain it, put it up on GitHub. You can look at the code after I've went through it. Life becomes so much easier. Okay, very good. Now to get started, as any professional would, you're gonna need to paste lines, you're gonna need to copy paste, but you have to do it professionally. To be a professional, you have to do things professionally, even copying and pasting. So, first professional copying and pasting are these two lines: the annotation processor and the actual dependency. Google, Dagger, Dagger. You feed it the Dagger version. If you don't know what these dollar signs are, these are variables inside Gradle. You can specify a variable up here, def Dagger version, or whatever thing you want to call it, and you give it the value, and then you feed it to this line, but you have to replace now the single quotations, which you see here, with the double quotations. Alright? So you can't put any more single quotations, you have to put double quotations. $sign Dagger version, now you have your Dagger, you recompile, you sync now, whatever, it fetches the dependencies. You know how that goes. So the main idea here is creating objects. Now for this example, I'm not gonna be delving into a very complicated example of how Dagger or dependency injection in general really shines, because I don't have that use case yet. I'm just using it right now to inject preferences, context, things of that nature. Nothing very important that depends on something that depends on another thing. But the main idea is here. Visor has crashed. I don't give a fuck. In software engineering, dependency is a software design pattern. So this is not an Android thing. This exists in the world before Android came along. A software design pattern that implements inversion of control for resolving dependencies. Now basically a dependency, oh, it says so right here. A dependency is an object that can be used, a service. Okay, an injection is the passing of a dependency to a dependent object, a client that would use it. So you have, for example, to start shared preferences, to get a reference to a shared preferences object, you have to give it a this, right? because the way I start shared preferences is that I do like this: context.get shared preferences, or if I'm inside an activity, I just say get shared preferences. I give it the title and the mode, right? So I have to have the app, right? Okay. So that's what it's about, basically. You say that I want this object, and you don't worry how it's created. The dependency, in this case, this, or the app, or whatever, is created or handled by Dagger. Dagger says, okay, I'll go look in my table and I'll see if someone offers this thing that you're asking so that I can provide you with the object, with the original request that you're making. So you want shared preferences. Dagger is going to have to go and find who supplies context. Alright? So it resolves these dependencies on your behalf. So you don't have to say every time you want a shared preferences object, here's the context as well. Or for example, you want to have a function that says credit card checking. So you have to give it the credit card object, right? So no, maybe you have to give it the regex matching object. Maybe you have some regular expressions going on. You have them in an object. You have to give it the context. You have to give it the resources so that it can show which message to show the user when it fails. You have to give it 5 or 6 parameters. So when you want that object, the way you initialize it is with those 5 parameters. Every time you want that object, you're going to have to supply those 5 parameters. You can avoid this. You can have Dagger handle all those objects if you supply them as something that is providable. Like you see here, provides. These providables are also used by Dagger. When it wants a context object, it goes here. This one, it goes here and finds the context object, uses it here. You don't have to say anymore that I want shared preferences and here's the context. It'll handle that for you as long as you provide it as well in the same file that you're providing this one. It can go in the file. Who's providing context? You are. Okay, give me context. Get here. Okay, here's your shared preferences. Done, bro. And it can treat it like a singleton. So you don't have to say anymore that if there's an instance of this object, return it, otherwise create it, and then return it, etc. That singleton behavior that you have to create usually, that's also handled by Dagger by saying just @singleton. Pretty cool. This use case, this is very small, but it still delivers the same idea, which you'll see in a minute. Okay, so that's done about the concept. Okay, now here's our application class. You have to have an application class or somewhere like an entry point where you have to say, this is where I want the injection to happen. The main injection. The initialization of Dagger itself. The beginning of the universe. This is where it should happen. Just as you say butterknife.bind or inject this at the beginning of an activity. The same applies here. It's the same thing. Butterknife uses dependency injection. View injection? There's something of injection in Butterknife. I'm pretty sure it's this thing, because the same guy created it. There must be a link. Okay, so here's your application class. Of course, you know what an application class is. It's the entry point to your application, provided that you go to the manifest and specify that this application's application class is called this class. If you take this out, you're fucked. And that's that. Okay? So this is your application class. Every time your app launches, this is going to be hit. Launches from a cold start, mind you, not on resume. Alright, so the Dagger library has a Dagger App Component, which is just called Dagger App Component. If you write this line now in your IDE, it's gonna blink red. and it's going to say not defined. What you need to do is build the application. The files will be generated. If you want to see, here's the build, generated source, assets, res. I saw it once. Where is it? apt. Oh, okay. Here it is. There it is. Inject context, inject prefs, inject members who are prefs and context. This one will be generated. See? So first of all, when you're going to write this line, not this line, this word specifically, dot builder, it's going to all be red. So you're going to initialize the Dagger App Component builder. You're going to feed it an app module, which is this module. It's called app module. You can call it cock module if you like. In this case, it's called, why would I say that word? I don't know. I just mean anything. You can call it anything. You can call it the table module. You call it an app module. You give it this. You can give it that. You give it this, and then you say build. And then, when you have this object, you inject. Just like with butter knife. Butter knife, you use a static method. You call it through the butter knife class. You say butter knife with a capital dot inject this. That's it. That's all you need to do. In Dagger's case, it's different. Dagger's app component needs a module. A module says what should be provided. If we go here, here's the here. You use a Dagger application, this guy. You say the constructor takes a Dagger application, right? Watch this. The constructor here, this is the constructor, new app module, takes a Dagger application. From that, you grab that app and use it in this object so that you can do return context, right? And you have a context now. This is your context. It's called application, but context, if you look at this class, where am I going to show you that it's context? Okay, I'll show you here, Android context. Watch this class. Context. What is context? It's cute. Okay, where's what I want to see? Android content. What? That is not what I want to see. Context wrapper? Who subclasses who? Oh, wait. Known indirect subclasses. Okay. See, an application, it's a subclass from context. So if you have an application object, you have context. You can do get resources. It's like you're inside the activity. You have context now. That's awesome. Okay, so you can use it for things that you like. I don't know, you want to get a string from right here. You can get a string. Alright, so you have your provides, 2 of them. You can have another one here. Provides my object. Provides my special object. It requires object 2 and it requires object 3 and it requires 2 classes. Over here you return them in some way, and over here you have also to provide provides. This is all just an example. Provides my object 3, which returns an object 3. So Dagger comes here and sees Oh, I have to provide a special object of type my object. So I need 2 and 3. Where do I get the 3? Here's the 3. Because here you're going to say return my object 3. Okay? And here you're going to say returns my object 2. So where's the 2? Here's the 2. Where's the 3? Here's the 3. Okay, here's your special object. Done. Alright? So you can have as many as you want here. Right now I'm just using these two. In the provides application context, I just return the application. That's it. That's all I do. When I want a shared preferences object, I return app, get shared preferences. I give it the title. This is now my shared preferences. And I give it the context mode private. Alright? Alright. So that's the app module. You feed it to the app component builder and then you inject it. Now it's inside the core of your program, bro. It's in your blood now. You're ready to go now. What else? Where's the app component class? Where are we? JV app component. Okay. Here you say, what do you say here? Singleton component. Why singleton though? I'm not sure why this is here. Component, it takes the modules, app module.class. This is for the stuff that you need globally for the app, like a context, like shared preferences, like resources, something like that. You can have another module here, phone module, which has provide different time zones operator, provide phone number matcher, provide I don't know, extensions for countries. You can have all of those methods and objects initialized inside Dagger just with a provides annotation, and you can specify which files Dagger needs to look into when it's told to provide something. Because if you have something in a provide method somewhere in a class and you don't say it here, you're not gonna get it, because Dagger is gonna go to the app module.class, look at the provide methods, 1, 2. There's nothing you're looking for here. Sorry, it's gonna error out. So it's not even gonna compile. It's at compile time. So you specify your app modules right here, and this is how you specify it's actually like this. Okay, this is how it looks like. Simpler. It's an interface, app component. Where do you use it? You use it here. This one. Okay? You feed it a builder, etc. We talked about this. It loads this into that. And you inject given this. Where is it? Yeah. So the inject given this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay. So that's true. So this app component here, okay, this object, when it's initialized through a builder, given modules, okay, now you can say, look at these two methods. This is an interface. The app component class, this object, it's implementing an interface. So it has two methods. Inject into Dagger application, inject into main activity. In this case, we're injecting into main activity. We're injecting into Dagger application, because this is Dagger application, right? In the other case, where's the other case? This is the other case. Inject, same two methods. But this time, we say cast the get application from here, get the app component from it, because in this case we already have the app component, because this is where we're first injecting. Right? Right. So this is where we're first injecting. In this case, We don't have the app component as an object. We have to get it from the application, from here, from this method. Very simple, but it's a little complicated because it's a new idea. Because you're going like, why would I do this? What? It's a new idea. I don't know. It felt new to me. Okay, so in this case, we have to get the app component through the helper method that we created here so that we can use it to inject anywhere. We can have inject into base activity, inject into football activity, inject into adapter, inject into anywhere. You just have to specify them here. You have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the places you want to inject. You have to provide an inject method so that you could do it over there. You just start it, and then that will allow you to inject here. This is where you have your objects, which you don't have to initialize. These lines provide you with the objects that you want, and they do exactly what Dagger does, and they achieve what Dagger is claiming to achieve. These two lines, after you set it up like that. So if you go here, we're defining here just a text view. Here it is, simple text view. We find it by ID. We inject right here. Usually what I do is I have a base activity. Alright, I place this line inside the base activity. I inject over there, and I inject these objects over there. Let's do it now. Fuck it. Think I give a fuck? What? No. JVA class. Base activity. No. App compat, okay. Here's the line. And here's those two lines. Where did they go? Okay, here they are. Very good. Now this is wrong. Why? Because we have not specified a method. Let's go to the method. There's two methods. We have not specified a method that takes a base activity, namely this one. So we have to go to where, right here. We take this out, we say base activity, go over there, it resolves. Very good. Now, we're gonna say public here. Because if you go out, if you use this main activity in a different package, Dagger will say cannot use injected fields because they weren't injected in the same package, whatever. You just say public here. So you got your base activity here. It's injected these two objects, and you're done. You go here, you take this out, you take this out. Now you just use prefs. It's called prefs, and this is called context. Okay, so this is erroring out now. It says it cannot resolve them. What we're gonna do is try to run this. If it fails, it's gonna be a huge embarrassment. I'm gonna quit programming. You think it will fail? Let's look at it. App component, very good. App module, very good. App, very good. These have nothing to do with it. This should work. There's nothing stopping this from working. It's perfect. The logic is flawless. So you see I'm all wrapped up here. 3 jackets, because it's very cold here. How cold is it? Let's see. 12. That's not so cold. It's cold to me. You see why we don't run live on video. Hella slow. Okay, 4 errors. What are the errors? Yes, I know these are the errors. But why are they errors? I said inject, didn't I? I did. So why wouldn't it? So the base activity is here. This is not used. It was never used. Okay. Oh shit. We didn't extend from the activity that is offering us these objects. We're still extending from app compat. Very professional. You are seeing professionalism on a new level now. Okay, so let's start with something easy. Let's remove these. Oh, we can't remove these actually. We want to show you that it's working. Okay, so we're just gonna use prefs directly. As you can see, we did not initialize anything. Nothing was done here. We're just typing prefs and we got prefs. That's it. Anywhere else this would not be accepted. It would be wrong. I mean, underlined red. Of course it's not gonna work. Okay. And you would come up, if you initialize it somewhere else or something, you come up with a null pointer exception here. It's not initialized yet. So we're just going to be using prefs right out of the box. We're going to set the number variable to be 6 inside shared preferences. We're going to apply and then we're going to read it. Let's actually read it first. See how it changes. Read it again. Okay. Before the change, this says get the integer called number. If you don't find anything, return 0. Okay. This one says put the number 6 inside the number called number. And this says read the number called number. After the change, let's actually uninstall this so that it would be fresh. And then we run again. So guys, I would love to hear from you what you think of these videos. I enjoy making them. What you think could be better, any topics, something that's been bothering you, you know, here or there, this or that. Tell me what you'd like to see. Tell me what you'd like to improve, something I'd say that you don't like, anything of that nature. But generally, I really like making these videos because they simplify complicated topics. Usually you don't get into Dagger just over the afternoon. I tend to do that just to see what the hype is all about. You know? I like it, I don't know. I'm probably using it wrong or not using it at all or overdoing it with its use. I could have solved it in another way, but that's what I'm doing now. I have it out in a project. Let's see that project actually. Can we see that oh, it's proprietary code. I can't. It's for the company. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's building. I'm not gonna edit this part out because this is personal time between me and you. This is where we bond, become viewer and creator. You know? Yeah, I'm probably gonna edit it out. Okay, Gradle build running. Amazing news. Spirits are high. We have high hopes. Build successful. That's amazing. Launching activity. Oh my god. Let's go to the logcat. Oh, fucking amazing. Before the change, it was 0. After the change, it's 6. It worked. It's working. So I have a text view here. Let's launch visor and see that text view. Visor. You know what a visor is? A visor? This is a visor. I'm actually Googling Google Images. Just so you know. This is a visor. That's the software. I want the actual visor. I think it's with an I. Okay, this is the new age visor. The actual visor is this is the visor. Medieval helmet. This is called a visor. Pretty cool, huh? I bet we're gonna see some sexual picture now. Okay, enough about that. Let's go back to visor. Where is visor? I want the actual visor. So this is the text view that we have. Another use of another object that we're providing is the context. Out of nowhere. Now here, it's pretty stupid to use that because we already have it. It's not going to prove anything. Let's change that and say provides what? Resources? Are they called resources? Yes. Provides resources. Return get resources. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we're gonna go to the app component. Wrong. We're gonna go to base activity and say inject public resources res. Just gonna call it res. Okay. Now it's still unused here because it's not. Where's the thing? It's still unused because it hasn't compiled yet. So we're gonna go to main activity and say, I'll remove this res get color. This is the color, and we're gonna set it as the background color for this text view. Run again. This is the second object we used using Dagger without having to worry about initializing or getting the object or whatever. Just a very simple example, okay? It's not complicated at all. It's too simple. It's kind of stupid. But it proves the point, which is the only thing that matters. Okay? Just gets you up and running. Let's go back to looking at visors. Very nice. A baby, what do you know? A little baby. Come on, sexual picture. Okay, enough. Come on, man. Gradle. Alright, launching activity. Should be a text color with a text view with a red background. Any day now. Oh. Error. Why? Why would it error? It's not an error from the code, it's from instant run. You can do it, buddy. Very excited. Very excited. Very excited. It works. Very good. See? We changed the text color without having to say get resources.get whatever, and without having to initialize the preferences. So that wraps it up for us today and proves a point. This is how you use Dagger, albeit very primitively, very stupidly, but at least you use it and your friends still don't use it. Dependency injection is really an important topic. I suggest you go into it. As a last note, I'm going to leave a video link in the video description below about a course offered from these guys, caster.io. Now personally, I'm a paid customer here. $15, become a better Android developer. Who wouldn't pass that up? Who would pass that up? This is their tagline. They're not paying for this video or anything. Become a better Android developer today. You press on it. Where's the... It was $15. I didn't pay $150. What? Prostration card? Anyway, it was 15 when I was here about a month and a half ago. What the fuck? 50? 150? No. There's a subscription fee per month individual. You can see here individual yearly and monthly subscription for teams. There's one where you pay $15. Anyway, it's not here yet or anymore, but I have it, and I have a video from this series. Where is it? MVP, RX Java, Introduction to Espresso, Dagger 2. I have some videos from here. I'm not sure about the legality of this, but I'm gonna slip you a pill. I'm gonna slip you a very small video from this lesson by Don Felker, and he explains what Dagger is, what dependency injection is on a more complicated level if you want to know more or learn more about it, or if this example was too silly. So I'm gonna do that. Let's hope they don't sue me into hell. I'm probably gonna take a part out of it or edit it or do something that would preserve my right to keep it and share it with you, and we'll see where that takes us. I hope not to court. So like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you don't dislike it, never mind. And that's it. Thank you for watching.